We're at our garage and test facility. Let's see what we're rolling out here. Looks like a 2018 Volkswagen SUV. This is the compact Tiguan, but you know, if it's pronounced Tiguan, should it not be T-E-E instead of T-I, Tiguan? But I don't know. Whatever. Not the most exciting styling I've ever seen, but not ugly either, so kind of in between. When you see the Volkswagen emblem, a lot of people think of it as a German car, but that's not necessarily the case. Seems only 16% is from Germany. Pardon my shaky hand. And here's where it's made. The base price runs around $25,000. If you load it up with all the options like leather and all-wheel drive, I've seen them get close to $38,000. This one was priced in between, just over 30 grand, as you can see here. We tested another Tiguan about 5 months ago. The difference is this has satellite radio. The other one had just AM/FM, which was torture to listen to. As with all our vehicles, the first thing we do is take the headlights out in the dark and see how they perform, so let's do that right now. It's dark enough, let's take these headlights out and see how they do in the dark. Here we have the low beams on the building 100 feet away. Light is bright enough, medium height. Go to high beam. No issues to complain about. Here we have the brights on the building 300 feet away. Pretty decent light. Pretty good spread. Go to low beam. Reaches out quite well. Great for city driving. Maybe some backcountry roads. No complaints. And now that summer's here, I've been taking our infrared thermometer out to see how certain paint colors perform in the sun. Outside temperature is 96 degrees today. Here we have a car in the parking lot with white paint. A mild 105.5 degrees. And here we have black paint on another Volkswagen. 147 degrees. A bit hotter, I would say. Now we'll take the temp off our vehicle. 113. I was expecting this dull silver color to be a lot hotter, but guess not. Under the hood is a proven 4-cylinder, putting out 184 horsepower. Fuel economy is 22 in the city, 27 on the highway, with 24 overall, or so they say. Look to an 8-speed automatic transmission. In city driving, this is what I've been getting so far. And we'll be doing more driving to see what other fuel economy figures we'll be getting. Now I'm going into the cabin. Take a peek here. Not much room in the glove box. Good idea to take the owner's manual out and stick it in the hole in the door. Gives you more room in there. Medium storage between the seats. Second row seating, room for 2 adults or 3 kids. Very simple to use climate controls. 3 knobs, a few buttons. Decent sized entertainment system screen. Nice looking gauge cluster. And here's a surprise for you. This vehicle actually has 3 row seating, unusual for a compact. Here's the 3rd row. I can't put it all the way up because of the cargo cover I have on at the moment. Room for 2 small children. So let's lift the hatch and take a look in back. Yes, we do get a spare tire. And with the 3rd row seats folded, adequate room. I did have one complaint, which frankly I found inexcusable for a company that's been making cars as long as Volkswagen has. It involves the sun visors. They can be folded to the side to help keep out the sun, but they don't slide back and forth to totally block out the sun. Not something you want on a 100-degree sunny day. Lets the heat right in on your face, getting baked like a potato. This could be corrected at a stroke of a pen. Wouldn't cost anything. Maybe next year they'll fix it. There's some other automotive journalists out there who've been complaining about the Tiguan interior, saying that the materials are substandard and cheap. I didn't find that to be the case. No, it's not fancy material, but more than adequate for this price class. I'm not complaining anyway. The first half of the video was show and tell. Now we're going to do the second half, which involves driving. Going to get some performance and fuel economy figures. The power steering system on this vehicle is extremely light. Not only could you steer it with one finger, you could probably blow on it and turn it too. On the other hand, it's very responsive, so when you're on the freeway, you got to be careful. It doesn't take much to go out of your lane if you're not paying attention. I'm not saying it's a bad power steering system, it's just different. It took me a day or two to get used to it. This vehicle is not lightweight. I looked it up. Somewhere around 3,700 pounds. So with a 4-cylinder putting out 184 horsepower, it's not going to lay rubber all over the road, but it's still pretty peppy. We'll drop this in the S mode, which I assume stands for Sport. Takes a moment to get going, but once the turbo kicks in, moves out pretty good. Very smooth, quiet engine, by the way. Nice brakes. This is a very smooth riding vehicle on the street, although when I hit potholes it seems to have short suspension travel. Should be interesting to see what it does on these speed bumps that will be taking around 25 miles per hour. Bump number 1. Not bad. Number 2. Number 3. And the big nasty one. Not bad either. The Tiguan is available with all-wheel drive. This is a front-wheel drive vehicle. We're going to take it on the corner. See if we can spin this out. You can tell the suspension's a bit on the soft side for comfort, but we're doing pretty good here. It's really sticking to the pavement. I'm impressed. But that is what I would expect from a German car, or shall we say a Mexican car. I know, bad humor, I get it. I'm going to get a nasty email about that comment. We're going to take a 100-mile highway trip to see if we can bump up the fuel economy figures. This is a very comfortable freeway cruiser. Relatively quiet. The whooshing noise you hear on the microphone, which is going through your speaker, is the air conditioning. I've got it on full blast because it's almost 100 degrees outside, but I wanted to stay nice and cool on the inside. Okay, we did 100 miles of freeway driving at 75 miles per hour and 50 miles of city driving. 31.8. That's better than the 27 mpg claimed by the EPA window sticker. I'd say that's pretty good. By the way, the Tiguan we had 6 months ago did about the same, so this is likely the norm and not an exception. And I see we just dropped to 31.7, as I would expect since I'm not moving. This is our second fuel economy highway run, also known as our return trip. Another 115 miles. Stay tuned. Doing pretty good, halfway there, showing 33.4 mpg. We'll see if we can keep it there. Here's our ending fuel economy, 32.6 mpg.
And it's pretty hot outside, 107 degrees. That didn't help, but these are still good figures. Far better than the 27 APG listed on the window sticker. So I would say this is very impressive.
So what's my take on the VW Tiguan after a week of driving? Well, number one, if you need a compact economical SUV but need 3-row seating to fit 7 people, your choices are rather limited. VW Tiguan or Mitsubishi Outlander. There's only 2 compacts available with 3-row seating. And frankly, aside from the sun visor design, which I didn't like, there's nothing to really complain about here. This is a well thought out design vehicle. Very comfortable to drive on day-to-day commuting. The price can get high if you don't watch the option list, but that applies to most European name brands anyway. If you're in the market for a compact SUV, this is worth checking out. Here are some links to other compact SUVs we tested recently. Just click and watch, and maybe subscribe.